So hear me out on this. What if we got a Legend of Zelda maker? We could make our own dungeons, create our own bosses, create our own worlds and traps for other players. And to add the cherry on top, let's have this Legend of Zelda maker have different art styles so you can play in the art style of Wind Waker, or Grezzo's Link's Awakening remake, or even Twilight Princess, or maybe even Ocarina of Time. I just think that would be pretty cool. Hey guys, it's Rob here, and welcome back to the Robo-chan Show, where we cover the latest gaming news, leaks, and rumors from Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo in 2020 and beyond. If you want to be kept up on the latest gaming news, make sure you click that red subscribe button below this video and that notification bell so you know when I upload. And if you're interested, I have a Patreon, which link to that will be in the pinned comment along with my Twitter account. In this video, we are going to talk about the new Legend of Zelda 35th Anniversary leaks. I also want to go over some past things to catch people up on all the trademarks and whatnot as well. This video essentially is going to be a recap, but also feature recent Zelda 35th Anniversary leaks as well. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, it helps the video out a lot, and if you want to follow me on Twitter and help me reach my goal of 600 followers, my Twitter handle is roborob93. Without further delay, let's get to the video. So before I start this, I want to make sure everybody knows that this is a rumor or leak, depending on who you talk to really, but anyways, this is neither true or false until E3 happens and things change, so don't believe these or you will be disappointed, just like the Switch Pro situation. It's okay to speculate and talk about it, but if you believe it, you could be setting yourself up for disappointment. So the Legend of Zelda 35th Anniversary is something that we have been talking about a lot on this channel, not so much in the past couple months since it really has died down, but today is different. We have a new situation with the Zelda 35th Anniversary. Now for those who don't know what the Zelda 35th Anniversary is, which if you don't, you must be living under a rock or something, but just in case you don't, here's what it is. It's really a celebration of Zelda, well, I guess Link technically, he is the main character of the series, but you know what, tomato tomato. Anyways, it's the idea of Nintendo celebrating the 35th anniversary of the Zelda games with remasters and ports of The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, and a lot of other Zelda games. Oh, and of course the crowning glory, the thing that we all want right now, Breath of the Wild 2 gameplay. But yeah, that's what it is. Now recently rumors/leaks have sprouted up again, which is something that should not be surprising since E3 2021 is coming up close. Now this is slightly different than the usual rumors and leaks that we usually get for the Zelda 35th Anniversary, and this is what they say. Been getting a bunch of messages about some sort of GameStop event next week. Sounds like it could be Zelda related. Now that by itself is something. Spawnwave is a YouTuber though, so you may be hesitant to believe him because YouTubers aren't really insiders usually. They're basically people like me and you just talking about things that they like. But the interesting thing is Jeff Grubb, who is a huge insider right now when it comes to getting information on things that Nintendo doesn't really want you to say or even hear about, had this to say. I've heard some similar rumblings. GameStop are expecting to get more next-gen console supplies after E3 and that's part of it, but they're also expecting a rush on June 15th, the day of the Nintendo press. DMs are open if you want to know more. So what this means is possibly something Zelda could be happening on the 15th, which is Nintendo's Nintendo Direct. And GameStop is going to get a ton of rush, which means either products or consumers or even both. Now if this is true and GameStop is going to get a lot of Zelda things, this is of course going to point to the Zelda 35th Anniversary, or it could mean Breath of the Wild 2 news. Or you know what, it could be both. We could be getting the Zelda 35th Anniversary stuff and Breath of the Wild 2, who knows? Now the Zelda 35th Anniversary content is something that's highly speculated and does have some solid info on what we're going to get. Now if you already know that information and don't want to know it or don't even care about it and want to know how the Mario 35th Anniversary could lead to some more games coming back, older games like Pokemon XD Gale Darkness perhaps, or even the previous game, click the top right corner of this video, and if not, let's continue. So the first thing that we're gonna do is recap the very first spotting of the Zelda 35th Anniversary rumors. So back when Nintendo was being less than generous with their Nintendo news because of the bug, something very interesting spotted up. Trademarks for a bunch of Zelda products appeared. Now this by itself really isn't much at first glance, but here's the thing, the same thing happened to the Super Mario 35th Anniversary and how that was spotted. They listed a bunch of products that you would expect, like accessories, t-shirts, and other things. This really had people wondering if a Zelda 35th Anniversary was a thing. Now moving on to the next part of this recap, more trademarks were renewed for 2 Zelda games. Now up until then, people thought that they would do a Skyward Sword, Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess bundle, 3 in 1 price. Well, at least I did anyways. I thought that's what they were gonna do. But that did change when there was an Amazon listing listing for Skyward Sword, which we know is real and is coming out soon, along with that overpriced amiibo, in my opinion. Now this does leave an empty spot where a third game would be. Now people could say, oh well, it could be an Ocarina of Time game, or maybe it could be Majora's Mask, or Majora's Mask, I know some people are gonna get angry in the comments for me saying that wrong, so here you go. But anyways, here's something for you to chew on. A Wind Waker trademark and Twilight Princess trademark were renewed. This makes me think that we won't get a triple pack, but a double pack. The reason why I thought there was gonna be a triple pack is because Nintendo did the same thing with the Mario 3D games, so why not with the Zelda games? Now the weird thing about these trademarks is that they were still good for a while, so why renew them, right? Well, usually companies tend to do this when they plan to do something with the IP or property, which is why I think we're gonna get a double pack with Wind Waker and Twilight Princess in them. I don't think there's gonna be a third game. Now moving on, in the next piece of info in this recap, we have the very same person who leaked the Super Mario 35th Anniversary game saying this: for those disappointed with the Skyward Sword remaster, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess are 100% coming this year, so that's at least one good Zelda 3D. Now the Eurogamer writer Todd Phillips had this to say as well: see you in a couple months. Now keep in mind that both of these were on February 17th, 2021. Now I also want to keep you in mind that both of these tweets were on February 17th, which was a couple months ago. Now them saying see you in a couple months probably does mean E3 time, which is coming up very soon, in a couple days. And with these new GameStop rumblings of something Zelda and Jeff Grubb saying that he is hearing the same thing, that they're gonna have a rush on the 15th, really points to something Zelda happening, perhaps a Wind Waker and Twilight Princess on the Nintendo Switch. Now Nintendo Switch rumors and leaks aside, I think we all have to answer one question, or ask the question I should say: will Breath of the Wild 2 be at E3 2021? The bug for Nintendo has been something that really has hurt the process of the development for this game. We didn't see it at last E3, but this E3 is where I think we're definitely gonna see Breath of the Wild 2. It's been in development long enough to have tons of gameplay to see where we're gonna be going and what they're gonna be doing with the sequel to Breath of the Wild 1. So with that being said, what can they do to enhance what was already perfect, I guess? I mean, it's not perfect, but you guys know what I mean. New powers, storylines, questions, open world activities, and more. I think these are all what we're gonna see at E3 2021. I mean, it's been a long time since that trailer, and in that trailer was in-game cutscenes, so naturally you would think gameplay is next, right? Which, if they do, is gonna be really fun, and I will be streaming it, so make sure you guys stop by. And real quick guys, I want to give you guys a heads up. Right now I'm working on some side projects for you guys. One of them being, what if we got to choose any Nintendo Switch games to be revealed at an E3? And another one is essentially a Wind Waker in 2021 video. Now these videos will have more animation that is more in line in what you typically see with the storytime animators like Jaden Animations and Alex Myers and all those kind of people. And of course this is gonna take a little bit more time than my usual video, so if you don't see me upload for a couple days in a row, it's probably because I'm working on those side projects for you guys. And with that being said, what do you guys think of the info in this video? What Zelda games do you want for the Zelda 35th Anniversary, and do you think we're gonna see Breath of the Wild 2 gameplay at E3 2021? Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel for more gaming news, rumors, and leaks. And thanks for watching guys, and remember, stay safe, stay charged, and have a good one.